Hey, don't bore us. Don't bore us. Ish, guys, like, we are custodians of our body. It does say that this part must look like this. This must move up. You start 70K, 70 score to booba. Just Yo, what's up guys, welcome to A Young Fire. My name is Tumi WMJ and thank you so much for joining me for today's video right here on A Young Fire. This channel is for people who are on fire for God, people who are passionate about purpose, as well as enthusiastic about life and the future. If you are seeing my face for the first time, you probably need to catch up on a couple of videos, so I'm going to give you time to do that. But before you do that, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, make sure you like this video, you copy that link and send it to a couple of people, and maybe also put it on your WhatsApp status. If you do it on Instagram, please make sure that you add Tumi WMJ on all of them so that you can tag me and I can also share. Thank you so much for everybody who keeps on coming back and doing the most we are still talking fitness and journeys, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this particular part. We did one video not too long ago, and this one is like a follow-up, and I'm gonna keep doing I'm gonna keep doing it often. I'm gonna keep doing it often. I have a plan in terms of what we're going to be tackling when we get here, but let's get into today's video. So first of all, I just want to find out how you are. So right now in the comment section, tell me how you are. If you are watching this, tell me how you're doing. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me, just like, I want to get to know you. I want to get to create a relationship with you to a certain extent. Let me help you. You help me. And if there's something that you're thinking about that you have been wanting to tell me, this is the best time to tell me. But mentally, I am in a good space. I'm really in a good space. I am in a space of positivity, in a space of possibility, and there has been challenges. And if you really ask me how I am, I'll probably say something like, it depends. It depends because man, there's a lot that's been going on, but I think one of the biggest things with me is that I always try as much as possible not to let the situation or the circumstance dictate my response, not to respond emotionally, but to respond more spiritually and over and above that rationally. And my rationale and my reality really comes from the word of God and what the word says about me, about the situation, and about my future. So really doing well, really happy. I have been going to the gym very consistently over the past couple of weeks, so I am happy about that. And there's also been like a shift because there were some things that I started doing, and really I just wanna say shout out to Lebo and Elise because I started going to gym with them for like three Saturdays now. We've missed a couple of Saturdays because there was traveling but those 3 Saturdays that we put in some work, it really changed my vuma. I became a little bit more amped. And if you can also do that for whatever reason, if you can find people who are around you just to gym with and to globe singana, and to gain some sort of inspiration, that will also be absolutely amazing. One of the things that we didn't speak about in the previous video, I think we touched on, but just very surface level, is your mental state when you are doing this. It does take a toll on your mental well-being, and it's very important to keep your mental well-being in check by making sure that your mind is stayed on the right thing. The Bible speaks to us about making sure that your mind is stayed on God, and renewing your mind with the word of God. And what that means is that mental attacks and mental I don't want to say illnesses, but mental attacks and those those weaknesses come from negative emotions. So use the word of God to refine yourself, and use the word of God to speak well about yourself. Use the word of God to say, it said, I'm the head and not the tail. I'm more than a conqueror in this life. Everything I lay my hands on shall prosper. So use that word to speak yourself up and to put yourself in a positive place. So your gym regime and your gym goals and your gym journey, has a place in the word of God. That's another thing that a lot of people wonder. Does it even have a place? It has a place, because the Bible lets us know that we are custodians of our body. It does say that it does speak about how bodily exercise profiteth little, but that is as compared to spiritual exercises. And if you put in the spiritual exercise, the bodily exercise will profit. It may profit little as compared, but it will profit. So make sure that you do it. That is one thing nobody can do for you. You have to do for yourself. So I would always encourage anybody to say, make sure your body is in a good state, your mind is in a good state. Then you can serve the Lord with vuma, with gusto, with absolute passion. Because like dilodia balance, dilodia, and one of the things I was also saying just the other week is that we must continue to pray against laziness and complacency, because that can also just throw someone off. And I hope and I continually pray that that is where we are. We are not in a place of complacency. We are not in a place of laziness. Cool. So continue to speak the word over yourself. Continue to brood over yourself, with the word of God. Continue to speak the right thing over yourself and over your body. Keep on saying that I'm winning at this. This is the goal that is before me and I'm winning at it. The enemy of progress will not attack my progress. The enemy will not derail me. The enemy will not come into my life and change my goal and my desire, right? So let's go into my wins for the past couple of weeks. My wins is, first of all, I've been very consistent at the gym. But also consistent at the gym also meant that I'm also doing better, and I'm there and I'm getting stronger, and I was seeing it and I was feeling it. But one of the things that I remember saying in the previous video is that you must learn to start small. Hey, you must start really small. Start with your ability so that you don't injure yourself and find yourself in a position where you are out for the next 6 weeks because you injured yourself by getting there and pushing yourself too much. So start small and incrementally change. If you did something, if you were lifting 8 kgs on both sides in terms of dumbbells, and you did these sets, and you were doing the biceps curl, and you were doing it and you were doing it and you were doing it for the fourth set, or if you are not doing it for the first set, maybe you can then pick up a 12, or you can start with a 12 and then do 8, 8, 8, 8. Just giving you an idea of how you can practically go about this. So one of the things that also was a win for me is that I started doing weightlifting and prioritizing that over and above cardio. And for me, it was like I was used to doing things a particular way, and that's why I was saying that sometimes opening up yourself to working with other people can show you something different. So that's one of the things that helped. I now opened myself up to doing a little bit more cardio, doing a little bit more weightlifting, and doing that before then doing cardio. And me being me, before I actually started doing it, I went into a whole research deep dive where I was watching videos upon videos upon videos upon videos, solidifying my opinion, hearing the pros and cons, listening to what people are saying. And really, if I were to share with you guys what I found out is that it really depends on what your goal is. And if your goal is maybe to run a marathon, then you probably want to do cardio but also do weightlifting because it helps with strength. But and while cardio will help with endurance and technique and all that. And my advice would be, if you are like me and you want to do really weight loss but also you want to tone your body, you will then need to do both. But it would be advisable to do the one you are lacking in first, before you get tired, before your gym session gets winded down. So the best one was for me to start doing weightlifting, and I really saw the change. I saw the change. It really does help. I get stronger, and even by the time I start doing cardio, I'm pumping gas, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling like, and that's where the mental aspect of it comes in. You know, you do those things because you know it's gonna make you feel like, yeah, manje ngiyasebenza manje, ngiyakhala manje. So it was really working for me and it was helping. So I would encourage you to do the same. If you want to run Soweto Marathon, for example, which I will be doing this year by the grace of God, then do both. You know, do both. Make sure that your strength training and your cardio is good, so that you can then do weightliftings as well. So one of the other things that I also did was I spotted a YouTube channel where they do exercises. So what was happening is that even when I'm not doing or I'm not with the other guys, I can on myself look for new exercises. You know, you'll be watching a video and they're saying you're doing dumbbell strength, you know, you're doing HIIT or whatever other thing that you or whatever other video that they would be focusing on that particular day. So it was really helping me because then you are following these two people. So look for that person or look for that inspiration that you know that you are going to follow. You know, it's not necessarily following it every single day, but when you feel like, okay, now today I need that extra push, then you can follow those people or you can follow whatever whoever. I will leave their link in the description box, so that if you feel like this is something you want to do, then you can check it out. I know that there's a lot of other people who do it. Some people do it on Instagram, some people go live on Instagram, and it would also be a good idea for you to start following such people. Follow such people that will inspire you, that will keep you up. You know, one of the things that I remember is that when I used to be really down and out and not able to gym well and not able to put this, I would unfollow the people that I felt are putting pressure on me. But that was because I thought they are putting pressure, you know. So now that I don't feel like they are putting pressure, I feel like they're an inspiration. I refollow those people, and now when I see a notification going up saying this person is gymming, this person has gone live, if I wasn't doing something, I'm like, actually, let me watch, let me note down, let me take a note here or two. So that's why I keep saying that your mental space or your mental perspective becomes very important, you know. Even with pictures, the other day on Sunday, I just posted some of my old pictures when I used to be like nice and skinny and trimmed, and people were like, oh my God, is this you now? Please don't go back. Some people were like, please don't go back to this. Some people were like, oh, we can't wait for you to go back to this. And I was like, I need to find out which one it is I want. And honestly, I haven't found that out. I haven't decided exactly how I want to look. I don't specifically have a goal. I just know that this is 5 years later. I want to look a bit different. I want to look right for my age. I want to look trimmed for my age. I might not have a specific goal, like in terms of body, to say I want to look like this person, but I know that I want to look like a good version of myself. And as the days go by, as I start putting in the work, I start also forming to say, oh yes, I want my shoulders to look like this. This part must look like this. You know, this must move up. You know, you start formulating that, but you can only do that once you have sunk your teeth into the actual work and legit jumped in headfirst and said, I need to start the work. You know, so unless you do that, unless you find yourself in that space, you will still continue asking yourself, second guessing yourself, and all of those negative emotions, and find yourself wallowing in those negative emotions. But the best way to bring in the positive emotions is to use the Word of God. The Word of God is the only medicine. and really, you know, and I know this video is not about mental health, but the Word of God is the only medicine to mental challenges. And I know people are like, no, in some sort of professional. Listen, I'm really, really confident in that. You know, the Word of God shows you the real you. It blocks out the negative emotions. It shows you how that they are a fallacy. It shows you how the Word is the actual final authority over everybody's life, over our lives. You understand? So continue to speak the Word of God over your life. Okay? Cool. So let's talk about I feel like I'm dragging myself, but challenges. My biggest challenge in the past couple of weeks it's been food.
Do you have my chips?
Ish, guys, like,
You don't make chips. My restaurant, Maya.
you know how I spoke about how you are supposed to reward yourself and how you're supposed to also treat yourself well, and not only look at the, not find yourself being a bitter person. And what I mean bitter person, I mean, you know, I used to be in that space once where you do so much work. You do so much work on yourself and work so hard that you start condemning and making people who are not living like you feel bad. Hey, I know. Hey, like, it's like how people who drink alcohol always make people who don't drink alcohol like in Antarctica. Like the person will be like, you don't drink? You don't drink? How do you cope? How do you cope? Aibo. Oh. But sometimes it's the other way around as well, where people who don't drink are like, no. Okay, this is not that kind of party. You know, it shouldn't be that just because you eat your greens, just because you know you're drinking your green juice every day, that because you are doing so well, you're just like, nah, I don't understand what was the chips hey la, don't bore us. Don't bore us. You are doing this work for yourself and not for anybody. And like I always say, you are not doing the good work so that you can condemn the people who are not. Okay? So if for whatever reason you feel like you are doing so amazing at your weight loss journey, you are doing so well, that's good. And we are very happy for you. And that was one of the other things that was my biggest challenge, you know, and even with food, that's currently where I am. So a couple of weeks ago, I then see this post on social media, and I'm going back to quick fixes, right? I see this post on social media and I'm just like, And I was waking up in the morning getting ready to go to the gym, and then I see this thing up talking about how you can insert a balloon in your stomach, you know, you insert that thing, then they pump it up with water, and then, you know, it reduces 60% of your stomach. And I'm like, because I'm struggling so much, maybe this is something I need to do. Okay, then I'm like, you know what? I have accountability partners everywhere in my life. Like every one of my friends, if you are my friend, you are my family or whatever, you are my accountability partner. I then send this to Lebo and I'm like, dude, check this thing out. What do you think? And then he's like, yeah, it seems non-invasive, and it's not surgery, so maybe you should try it out. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should try it out, and then I'll document the whole journey. I'll bring you guys on the journey, and when they come back, they say 70,000, and I'm like, 70 what? And flying, maybe, are you not crazy? Perhaps mhlambe. I'm like, no, absolutely not. I'm not paying 70,000 to get something in my stomach. No, rather let me continue decreasing the portions. Let me continue decreasing my portions and have regular meals and have those high water content foods. Over and above that, I can take the 70,000 near holiday where I'm going to be doing my body reveal. Imagine. 70K, 70 scott of booba. So it's going to be an absolute good time, and I'm going to keep on recording these videos. I'm not going to stop. I want us to really get to a point where even if it's not weight loss you're looking for, even if it's just living a healthier and better lifestyle, let's do it. Next time maybe we will also talk about continue with the grooming tips and stuff like that. But honestly, nothing has changed for me. Nothing has changed when it comes to that. But also maybe I will talk about, in the next video actually, I promise to talk about supplements, because that's another thing that I've been trying to gain a grip on in terms of using them and buying them. Gym exercises. Sometimes maybe I'll take you guys with me to the gym, but that you will see on Daily Alpha. You'll definitely see on Daily Alpha. So if you haven't started watching Daily Alpha, please do check out Daily Alpha. It drops every Tuesday. I know I haven't dropping in a while, so side eye, but still fine. Check Daily Alpha out. Check out some of the vlogs that I've dropped already, and become really part of the family. So thank you so much for getting to this point of the video. If you are here, man, you are amazing. I absolutely love you. I absolutely love you. Thank you so much for also watching the ads. I know the ads are intrusive, but I'm trying as much as possible to put them in places where you can enjoy them. Thank you so much for watching those. And thank you so much for the support, man. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate you always coming through. Please also make sure that you follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, and all the other social media platforms. And let's keep the family growing. I absolutely love you. Have a good one.